Good morning, everyone. I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, yes.
Everybody knows me. I'm business coach Nancy. We are live on YouTube, so please like and subscribe. We are live in my Facebook group, the Interior Design Business Forum, and of course on LinkedIn. And I am with my social media guru, Kim Vanderpool. Welcome, Kim.
Hello. Exciting to be here. It seems like the month just like, oh my goodness, didn't we just do this?
But I know.
Yes.
We do once a month live, yet it seems like it's every week to me because the value you're giving to everybody, if they're not watching, they're silly, because the value you give on these once a month live is like personalized coaching.
Well, that's great to hear. Yes. And we love doing it. Yes. And I'm super excited about today's topic because in our Get It Done Club, I would say at least 25 to 50% of our time is talking about photos and images and stuff, content that you should put on Instagram. And there are just so many time-saving tips that you can use if you're using Canva and you're doing it yourself. It's a great platform to come up with the images. And then also it's a great way for designers that are maybe a little bit newer in the business and they don't have as many project photos. And so we can demonstrate today, like, what can you do when you don't have very many photos of projects you've done yourself, but you still want to showcase your business well. And Canva platform allows you to do that in a way that is fun and easy.
Oh, I really want to see this because it's true. It's probably one of the biggest problems. I don't have enough work to sustain a whole year's worth of social media. Even if you're a high-end designer, you might do one or two really big projects throughout the year, and it doesn't feel like enough. So using Canva is another way of getting content for your social media.
Correct. And before we jump into Canva, I'd like everyone to remember is that the purpose of the content is we want people to be enticed to stop the scroll. When they stop the scroll, it's your responsibility to have a good caption with a call to action so they know why do you have that image. And so that was probably the biggest mistake I see in content creation is that you'll have this beautiful picture and then you'll say, do you like this or love this dining room? Okay. So what do you want people to do with it? Is it your dining room? Can you help people get that dining room? Can you help them feel like they want to sit at that table in that dining room? Like what is the purpose of that post? And can you expand on it a little bit more and get them to do something with it?
Okay. All right. Which is a great reminder, which we talk about every single month, right? A call to action if the post is meant to get them.
Correct. And yesterday I just listened to a really good training by an Instagram expert on hashtags. And they're saying that because of AI and how big it's getting, that hashtags no longer are, even the head Instagram guru said that they're no longer as important as they used to be a couple of years ago. People would search and find things on them. You can still use them. And they even said like 3 to 6 now instead of the whole 30 because it's all changed. So our next time, maybe we'll have to talk all about hashtags. It was fascinating. But the point is that making sure that the captions that you're using about these images, the AI is reading them. And so that's what they're picking up for the search and the algorithms and all that other stuff behind the scenes. So your content is more important than hashtags. Your consistency with your content is more important than anything else.
Okay, so what I just heard, because I was going to ask you for clarification, but you just clarified. The fact that AI now exists, when you go onto Instagram and put in what you're searching for, it's actually reading descriptions now, not just hashtags. So it makes hashtags less important, but you can still use them.
You can still use them, yes.
Content, really important.
Right. Your content and your consistency is more important. And yes, I love it. The more content you post, the more exposure you're going to get. So if you can post every day, great. Minimum is, I still think 3 days a week gives people a wide variety and understand who you are to build that know, like, and trust. But if you're like, I can't even do 3 days a week, I want you to commit to 1 time a week.
Yeah.
Because if you if you do 3 times this week and then we don't hear from you for another month, we think you're gone.
Yes.
Your business is gone. And so that consistency is the biggest building block, but you have to have good content. So don't just, you have to have good content.
Yeah, because if you look at it, like if someone's looking to hire you and they go to your Instagram feed and it's kind of like haphazard, inconsistent, once a month, they're going to think you run your business the way you run your social media. So think about
Correct.
the perception of how you run your
Correct.
social
And
media.
that doesn't mean that you have to only have professional images. What we're going to show you in Canva can work. What we take in a picture, I take a lot of photos of my backyard with my phone because it's beautiful flowers. That captures who I am. If I have a flower in the background with a cup of coffee and a book, you know who I am really quickly. Like you understand what I like really quickly. And then that's the purpose of that know, like, and trust building that perspective. So if you want to go ahead and share, we can go into the Canva.
Okay, I'm going to share screen for Kim's Canva. I'm going to make myself disappear and we'll just hear my voice. Kim, I'll see if I can keep you on the screen while you're talking. If it looks too small, then I'll take you off the screen too.
Perfect.
Your voice. Okay, I'm disappearing. Let's bring your 3, 2, 1. Here it comes. You know what? It might be too small, so let me hide you and change the view. And get rid of this, and there you go. Teach people what to do when they don't have their own.
I'm actually going to put you to the side so I can see what you're seeing a little bit. So you can see my whole Canva here, and I actually went in here and started making some templates and updating stuff. I created 20 posts, and it took me less than 10 minutes. But of course, I'm in Canva all day long, so that makes a big difference.
Okay.
And I know what to look for. So we're hopefully going to help you know what to look for before you do anything in Canva. I do strongly recommend that it's worth the investment to pay the monthly subscription for the Canva Pro because it's going to save you a lot of time.
Okay.
And I believe that's like $12 a month.
Okay.
The biggest time saver it's going to save you is that in Canva, you're allowed to add your, I think if I go in the front here, you can add your brand kit, which we do for all of our clients. And that's on the side here is just the brand kit. And then you can see, Nancy, we even have your brand kit in here still. So
gotcha. Okay. So the brand kit, for people who don't know, it's your logo, it's your colors, it's your fonts.
Yes. So we have Nancy's logos, her colors, and her fonts. And so what it does is when we go back in here and I'm going to create my platform, it makes it super easy for me to customize according to your brand. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull up Nancy's brand kit, and we're going to pretend like Nancy is our designer today.
I'm here.
So here's Nancy's colors. So
wait,
this was
not showing. It's not showing. Oh, wait. All I see is the services. This one thing keeps spinning. Everything else. How can I tell it's my colors? Just from the top banner?
Let me see. I'm trying to find, where did you go? I am seeing my screen. Here it is. Just a second. Let me see where you're.
I just want to make sure we're on the right screen together.
Okay, share this tab instead. Now can you see it?
Oh, now I see it. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, we lost it when we did the templates. I apologize.
Okay, good. All right. Now.
And so what I'm showing you today is how to create using under the design, and I'm not for sure the free Canva has this, but the Canva Pro does, is they have templates. Mm-hmm. And this is where I would start if you have perfection paralysis when it comes to creating your own images in Canva, because they've already got templates made that you can use. So what I did for these, and I'll show you how to customize the ones I created already, is so say that I want to do, actually I did one portfolio. So I want to showcase my portfolio as a designer. I go into templates, then I see all the different ways that they are using the portfolio. Even if it's not necessarily for designers, I ask myself, can I customize it for a designer? So say that, here's a portfolio one. This could be your name. So I'm just going to put Nancy G Interior Design.
Okay, we're pretending I'm interior design today, so we can show you how it's done. Okay.
Yeah, Nancy. Okay, so you can see that this isn't Nancy's font, so it's really easy to go over here. You need to exit out of the search button, and then you go to styles, and then I click on brand fonts, and that changed it to Nancy's font automatically. And then I just need to make it smaller so that it fits on the screen. So that's how you do the fonts. It changed this font down here. And now if I want to change it to the colors of Nancy's, then I just hit the color palette, and I can hit that multiple times. It might be a little bit slower since we're on.
Yeah, it's a little slow.
Yep. But you can hit that multiple times, or if I click on the title here and I go to the font color, Nancy's brand is up here, and then I can just, yeah, it is, then I can just change the color that way.
Okay, so just to reiterate, if you can pay for the $12 a month Canva Pro, it gives you the ability to put in your brand colors, fonts, any images you may want as your colors, fonts, and logo. And then you can go into Canva to design a post. You go to the portfolio. Or if you want to create something to show your portfolio, you can put in the word portfolio and it gives you standard templates.
Correct.
Okay. Once you choose a standard template, then you can go back to your own branding package and pull your colors, your fonts, and that's what makes this so quick.
Correct. And then you can upload your own portfolio images if you have them. If you don't, they've got a great selection of stock photos, but it's important to pick the photos that represent your brand. So if all you do is high-end luxury, you want to make sure that you're looking for photos that are the high-end luxury versus if you were doing more of the Pottery Barn, the white look.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you pick photos that are your brand. But do you see how easy it is for me just to dump these photos in? So if I had three of my own photos, I could represent myself in a whole new way than just having a standard image showing. So you can go ahead.
So here's what I'm hearing. Like in my head, I hear designers saying, well, how do I know another designer hasn't chosen those same photos from the Canva stock photo images and I'm going to just look like someone else?
Chances are if they do, people aren't following both of you.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I actually have dealt with this question before, and I think what's the reality? People aren't paying that close of attention, and it doesn't matter because they're unlikely to have the same followers as.
And people aren't going to. There's so much like this one here. See, we have that funny background, which I kind of like because it kind of looks like a textured wall.
Yeah, it does.
You can change the background. There's so many things you could do to make that uniquely you. Even if you use the same image, people aren't going to notice. Now, if you use that same stock photo in every single post you're doing, then they might notice.
Right. Okay.
But just as a random picture, no. And so what I'd like to do is showcase that if you only have 12 images that of your own, there's multiple ways you can display them so without them looking like you're always displaying the same 12 things.
Oh, show us that.
So like this picture here. So say that this picture, where was that? See how big that picture is. This is my picture I'm using.
Okay.
That is something I designed pretend.
Okay.
So when I put it in here, it showcases this, but I can also edit this photo to crop it. So then it only gets that piece. So now it's got a whole different look. You don't even know that that's really the same photo.
Yes, I agree.
And so playing around with it a little bit can help the illusion that you have multiple photos, even if you don't. Or you could even take this photo here and really center on just the base there.
Yeah.
That doesn't even look like the same photo.
Right. Right. So if you have your own photos, you can play around like this, and you can also use the stock photos in Canva, and it's not going to be noticeable to anyone that
correct.
You think people do know, right? But they're not necessarily going to know.
Right. So I did a few templates just mocking for today. So here's one. I put a whole bunch of design photos in,
cool,
which would be very cool to go ahead and, again, I can customize that to Nancy. Do you see how that changed that right away?
Yeah.
And then I have Nancy's logo here. So then I could go ahead and then put the logo right in the center. And that gives it a completely different look. And I've already branded it for Nancy. So this would be a great post to just kind of showcase what you do without really showcasing what you do, if that makes sense.
Right, right. And then you can put some verbiage underneath in your description. Does Canva help now with verbiage?
I think there is some AI with Canva, but I haven't had to use it because I have my other AI tools that I use.
Okay. Okay.
So if I was stuck and I didn't know what to say for this, I would look at this pictures like, what is my goal? My goal is I want to just have people think about having a warm, inviting home, and how interior design, how I can help them get that warm, inviting home.
Okay.
So then that's where, if I can't come up with the captions, I would go to ChatGPT and say, Instagram post from an interior designer wanting to invite people into the design process to create a home they love, or asking people if they have a home they love and how I can help support them with a call to action. And then ChatGPT would come up with that. And then I tweak those words to put them in my words. And then that's the post I would use.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So ChatGPT, we could do a whole training on that sometime too.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I do it in my Profit Insider Academy. We're doing a lot of training on ChatGPT and how to use it properly and how not to abuse it either, right? To turn it into your own words and stuff. But I love that. I do think this is a big problem for designers. I don't have enough photos. I don't know how to create posts for social media that I feel good about. And this is the way to do it.
But this is really pretty. And if you are a person that likes collages, this is a great way to do it. So I'm just going to quickly run through a few other ones.
Okay, good.
So this would be like design services. Now, I don't like that picture at all, but you could see how this kind of, if I had a picture of Nancy and put that in there, like this would be a really great thing. Or you could put a picture of a project that you did.
Correct.
The meet the team is always great. And again, how quickly I can change it to Nancy's branding.
Wow.
And how quickly I can make them all look different until I find one that I absolutely love and represents me well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another example, the get to know me.
I love how you're just changing the branding colors by clicking on my branding file under.
Yes. You see how much time this takes so much
out of, and design is just so much quicker.
Right. And here's another compilation of images.
Interior wrong.
Oh, you can tell I was in a hurry this morning. I still do it. You guys know what I mean. So anyway, but something like this, you could use your same photos, but you put them in a different arrangement, and it looks like you have a lot more images of your own.
Yes. Okay.
And this one is another one too. So now booking interior design, call and schedule today. You're telling them what to do right in the image. But I can create this to your brand. See how that changes it right away. Add a few pictures. And this is a post. I actually liked this one. It's nice and simple. It just says good morning, and it would have your website. And then it's got some images. It could be your images or somebody else's. And then you can go ahead and change it again to your
style, your font,
your colors. It's being a little laggy here. But, and then this one here, where I hear a little bit more struggle with some of the designers is that you don't necessarily want to give tips because you are attracting the DIY audience and they're not your ideal client. So instead of doing tips, you could do interior design trends. And if you have renderings yourself, you can use your own renderings. You could use your own flat lace, or these from Canva I think look really nice also, because you're talking about design trends. So you don't necessarily need to use your information.
Yes. Love that too. But I like the tips as well.
Excuse me, go ahead.
I like the tips as well.
I do too. But one of the things I hear everyone always says, I don't want to give tips because I don't want to attract the DIYers. Well, give tips that are relevant to your audience.
Right, so higher level tips, how to hire an architect, how to hire a contractor, decisions you make before hiring a contractor, questions to ask a contractor or an architect. Like there's so many tips to give.
Yes, you don't necessarily need to show how to redo a table.
Correct. But you know, I always say DIYers often turn into someone who can afford to pay for you in the future. So don't discount the DIYers automatically. And they also know a lot of people. So
Correct. Testimonials are a great way to showcase your imagery or make sure that you have another design that lies, if you use a stock photo, that lies within your scope, the way that you like to do design.
Mhm.
So for designers, there's a great way just to keep showcasing your imagery. That's what people want to see, is the pictures.
Okay.
Here's another one that is simple, that you don't even have to use pictures.
Oh, I
And
like that. They could say designer for a day, designer on call, full service design, or renovations, new build, whatever. Like,
correct. Yes. And then here's another type of way to display that. So you can do multiple ways of displaying the same thing and still have a branded look by using your colors and your fonts.
and these are all in the templates in the Canva paid pro version.
Yes. Yes. And I thought this one was really pretty for design. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that could do really well for the design.
Minus the price.
Yeah. Well, even social media, it was like, whoa, those are, I want to sign up for them.
I was going to say, that's pretty cheap. Oh, this is
So this is another template. And so what I would do is I wouldn't use the template that Canva has. I would customize it for your brand.
Mhm.
And then if it's a designer, depending, like, does this feel good with your brand? And if it doesn't, then get rid of these things. Do you see how that changes it right away?
Yes.
So don't, just because they have it. Now this is already starting to look more like Nancy, just because we changed the font.
Right.
And I would even, maybe for you, is I would take rid of that magnaphone and I would put in a picture of yourself.
Right, right, right. So this
Right
is
there.
It's easy. And here's the thing then. Once they're done creating their masterpiece, like you're doing, pulling the trigger and actually posting it.
Right.
That's
Yes.
what I love about your social media club or your Get It Done club, is that you're giving them the guts to say, yeah, this is actually good. Stop getting stuck in your head.
Correct. Yes. And having sometimes, like the other day we did one and 3 people were were watching us do the Canva, and they're like, oh my goodness, that inspires me to go ahead and know what to do, because
Exactly.
it's really, we just have perfection paralysis. Now this is a carousel post that I thought was really cool. You would want to change the words and stuff. I didn't mess with that, but look at this.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that look really pretty?
Ooh.
And so it's the first, just a couple images, and then you carry that second image over, and then at the end you've got all 3 images.
Very
so
cool.
This was a template for something else completely, that it was about, I don't know, some bestseller or something, but you could quickly, easily change these words about interior design.
Gotcha. Love it.
So
all right.
That is the quick and nitty gritty of Canva. There is so much stuff to do. Getting in and playing with it is what I really recommend people doing, but thinking about what is going to attract your ideal client, and then looking at your graphics from an objective viewpoint. And if you don't have that objective viewpoint, asking colleagues you trust or something to say, can you look at this? You don't want it to look like a kindergarten classroom artwork.
Well, and what's funny is interior designers are creative. So I don't think they usually, what they create using Canva, that, like, if they look at this, rewatch it. If you're an interior designer, you're coming on, please go back and rewatch the lesson Kim just gave, because it's so important. And they are creative, and they do flat lays all the time. And they do. So to me, their Canva templates changed to be more personal is something they're going to enjoy doing.
I think so too. But I would say about 25% of the designers I end up working with, even in the Get It Done Club, get so paralyzed that they lose their sense of design because of this. And so if they can take that mentality and bring it into that, they will be very successful.
Yes, it's called anxiety.
I know. And it's very hard not to. And I'm in Canva a couple hours a day. So I make it look easy because I'm in there all the time. Don't be afraid to change buttons. Don't be afraid to just get in there and play, and reach out if you have questions. Like,
absolutely,
that's what we're here for. Yeah. So.
All right. And tell them about your Get It Done Club, or are you calling it social media club now?
We're actually, I just stayed with the Get It Done Club, and I call it just the Get It Done Marketing Club, because that's kind of what we're doing. So I added the word marketing, but you know, if it's working, why change it?
I know.
I believe in simplifying things. So, yeah, so we meet, there's 3 different times that we meet during the week right now. And then we spend time together and we discuss anything marketing. So last week we closed out somebody's LinkedIn they had 2 LinkedIn accounts, so we closed out that. And sometimes we optimize their Pinterest, or we help them figure out on their Instagram a bio. So it varies. Everything's different. And if there's nothing to do, then people just use that time to work. But most of the time there's someone asking questions about something, and then we do just mini impromptu trainings the whole time. So
love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. All right, everyone, go click the link. Check out the Get It Done Marketing Club. It's amazing. I just spoke to someone this morning who met with you yesterday and was like, oh my God, Kim makes it look so easy and gave me the confidence to do it. And that's really what it's all about, right?
Right. Yep. It sure is.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next time, and go have a great Wednesday. Thanks, Kim.
Yes.
Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.